So, I'm a collector of musical things. And of course, this is my latest selection of collection. And it's taken me a number of years to get this. Excuse me. Had to work hard to save my money. And as soon as I saw what the list of topics were, and it came to August, and I saw Vibe, because I'd just come back from Ashland, and I just ordered these bowls, I knew exactly where I was going. But I didn't know exactly what I was going to talk about, because I like to keep things simple. And as long as things are on a very simple level, it's very easy to deal with. But once you start digging into it and finding out about the mechanics of how things work, it gets a little more complex. So, one of the words that I'm going to use today is a word that I'm not familiar with, and maybe some of you are. But the word is entrainment. Now, sounds like going to the railroad station, getting on the train, and maybe getting a compartment. But it's not. Entrainment is an event that happens between two or more vibrating relatives, and when they come into step or into phase with each other, then they can resonate. So I kept running into this word in different books that I was looking at, entrainment. And I'm going to have to figure out what that is. And then when I figured out what it was, I went, that makes a lot of sense. So I'm hands down a music person. And how do I know when I like something? It has an effect on me, both physically and psychologically. So last week we were in the car and we were going down to the Witness Center. And we have Sirius radio in our car. And just for the heck of it, I thought we'd listen to Little Stevie's Underground Garage channel. And they used to have like a Beatles show that we always like to listen to. Everybody likes the Beatles, I think. At least I think. And now it's just British, it's just called the British Invasion. But it's not particular to the 60s. It's over a whole wide range of time, even right up until now. So all of a sudden, they started playing this song. And I immediately knew that was for me. And Roger Daltrey was the singer from The Who. And a guy named Wilco Johnson was a guitar player. And Roger Daltrey's voice is the grittiest, bluesiest voice I've heard in a long time. But I knew that had to be for me. So I said, Kathy, we have to write the name of this guy down. You know, the name of this album when we get home. Boom, Amazon had it. 3 days later, it's in the house. And it's the kind of thing that you want to play loud and play it proud because you really like it. So I took it to work and everybody was like, wow, that's really cool. Where'd you get that? And I said, well, I got it at Amazon. Well, how'd you know there? Oh, big store. Anyway, I kind of felt like after I realized what entrainment was that happened. I just connected with that music and the music connected with me and we resonated. I said, wow, this is an amazing thing. So on the surface, we do these things all the time. And we don't know the mechanics behind it. And maybe we don't know why, but we just know we like it. I mean, now for the rest of my life, I'll probably go, oh, that was entrainment. You know, I'll go crazy over that. Anyway, I have some authors that I'm going to be referring to today, and Stephen Halpern is one of them. And he is, I'll get this right, he is considered to be the founding father of modern sound healing. Now, if you've ever listened to any of his music, a lot of his music is, some of his music is based with crystal bowls. He's mostly, I think, into keyboards, but probably very expensive ones, you know, that make all kinds of great noises. Sounds like angels, a choir singing. So he's in this, and a gal named Christy Stevens, who has got a master's in social work, but she's kind of specializes in music therapy. And so she's written a book that was, I forget the name right now, but we'll get to it. It's about sound and healing. And a doctor named Mitch Gaynor, who's all, and he's an MD, and he is into music healing too. So I felt like these were good, credible people to have behind me. And so if anybody said, well, where did you hear that? Oh, I got that from Stephen Halpern, or I got that from Mitch, or I got that from Christine. So vibration is everywhere. It's all around us, and we're constantly being bombarded by vibration. And we don't really realize it because we don't see it moving, but everything is vibrating. And so I came up with this idea that it's possible for us to experience vibration overload, or vibratory pollution, which sounds really politically correct. But in the music world, we would just call it distortion. You just maybe turn it up a little louder, make it a little grittier. But we're bombarded by this all the time. So how can we distance ourselves or put that distortion away for a while? And a way to do that is through deep meditation and relaxation. Now, Stephen Halpern's life is based on that, and he has studied, obviously studied music, but he was involved in a study where they actually measured from the body if it was relaxed or not. And the way they did that was they took these little electrodes and they put them on spots of the body where like acupuncture spots, you know, key places on your body. And then they would play some music. And if it was truly relaxing and meditative music, all of the electrical readings on all of the electrodes would be the same, showing that the body was in balance. And of course, there was some classical music, and you know, of course, we think that's all very relaxing and meditative. But they said some of it actually wasn't according to the scientific data. But I think on a personal level, it could be. If you feel it and you're attracted to it, then it's entrainment. And you've got it. And it doesn't matter what the machine says. You like it. So, it all kind of comes together. We can realign ourselves through meditation and music. But it doesn't have to be complicated music. It can be very simple. And although this is a wonderful set of bowls and they sound very nice, you can also get the same effect if you just ohm. And you can ohm 3 times, 5 times, 10 times. The more you ohm, the deeper you will go into the meditative state. So it doesn't take a lot of fancy stuff, you know, you can just do it, keep it simple. But today, we're going to experience a chakra meditation, and this little, I'm sure, we got people not familiar with chakras and where they're located. Everybody okay with that? Interesting thing, I have a book at home called The Encyclopedia of Religion. So I get my book out because I'm thinking, you know, I'm wondering exactly where these symbols came from. And I know that it's Eastern. I know that, it's from the eastern part of the world. And actually, the Om sign shows up in the Hindu religion. So I have to give credit to the Hindus for this. And what they have is they have many of these, is it a mandala? Is that what that is? But the design is very intricate, but what it's meant to do is bring your focus into the very center of the very center of the picture, and that's supposed to bring you closer to God. So I didn't mean to. If it was a dog or a cat, you know, rubbed up against my leg. But. So anyway, I don't feel like it's so much what I'm going to say today, but maybe what you're going to hear, or maybe what you're going to feel and experience. So I know Sandy has got Desmond in the back, but she seemed to be very interested. So I'm not opposed to having them either come into the room, or if they want to stay in the snack room, that's fine. So I should grab my notes. Sometimes when the pressure's on, I get forgetful. So what we want to imagine here is that this sound, just like a wave at the beach, just let that sound wave, you know, pour over you and penetrate your body. The whole idea of these chakras are, well, it starts at the base of the spine, moves to the navel, the solar plexus, the heart, the throat, the middle of the forehead, and then the crown. And of course, it just happens to be 7 notes, so there just happens to be 7 colors, so it all seems to fit together. It's kind of coincidental. So, just relax. And you may not know it, but entrainment just might happen for you. It can happen, according to Dr. Mitch, physiologically, psychologically, and spiritually, all at the same time. So relax and just let it wash over you.